Good and decent people of YouTube, welcome to Political Drain. My name is Bruce Lively, and no, you're not crazy. Last night over on Fox News, they hosted the first Republican presidential debate ahead of the primaries in 2024. Now, no one would blame you if you thought that this is going to be as irrelevant as you thought it was going to be. For one, the Republican frontrunner for president wasn't there. But even though he wasn't there, I'd say he was there in spirit, because almost everyone on that stage was trying to be him or just sucking up to him, even though he wasn't even there.
Let's just speak the truth, okay? President Trump, I believe, was the best president of the 21st century. It's a fact. And people at home want to see a bunch of people blindly bashing Donald Trump without an iota of vision for this country. They could just change the channel to MSNBC right now.
During the debate, the moderators actually asked these candidates a good question. If Donald Trump was convicted and a felon as a result in prison, would you still support him if he won the primary? This is a strange question, number one, because you're asking the people who are actively supposed to be running against him. So the answer should be clear, of course not. But wouldn't you know it, didn't you know it? All but two raised their hands so far up Donald Trump's bum that they were all the same color as Tim Scott when they got out. Listen, that's not just crazy because of obviously. It's made even crazier for the fact that one of the candidates is actually the governor of a state that doesn't allow felons to vote. I wonder if he thought of that when he raised his hand saying that, well, a felon from prison could still be president, but a felon who's done his time can't vote for him. That's a mess. Even worse than that debacle, and more importantly, was the crowd. The ravenous yells and cheers, as if to say, whoever answers this correctly might get to go home tonight.
If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would.
That was the loudest that crowd had cheered since they got there, and more than for anybody who was actually on the stage. I find that to be disconcerting. And you should too. I actually don't think they were cheering for Donald Trump. I think they were cheering that loudly just because it felt powerful and devious. They like it dirty. They find strength in seeing themselves above all of that morality stuff. And if you don't like it, then you're just not made of the right stuff, snowflake. That's the scary part. They were cheering for this bravado born of fear that they've been fed until it turned into this monster that keeps them seeing past the hurt that none of their candidates are fixing, all the way to the hate that all of their candidates are shoving. Last night as a society, we sunk to an all-time low. However, prison morale is at an all-time high. Felons may have lost their right to vote, but they're still represented in the White House. Ever since this entire Trump debacle, inmates have become so cocky that at their parole hearing, when they're asked, do you have any remorse for your crimes? They say, why would I? I can be president. This is good for my political image. And only if it weren't true, it would be funny. I'll see you on the next one.